Hey Commanders, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Priority 1 away missions for the 1 hour. If you don't know, there's a prime that you can get. Yeah, it's a prime. It's either a prime or a research. Well, I guess technically it's the same thing, but I'm not sure if it's a prime or it's a research that you can get with the research currency. But anyway, you can, if you get them, they work on the Conquests, they work on epics, they work on rare missions, priority ones, on common priority ones, and common priority ones. And you have roughly the same chance of any one of them being 1 hour. And in my case, I have all the slots filled with the priority 1 away mission. So I think I get 4, maybe 5. I don't remember exactly how many, but I get at least 4 slots. So any one of them has about a 20% chance of coming up for an hour. The conquests, I have like a 4% chance that I'll even spawn a conquest. And then of course there's some percentage chance that it'll be an hour. I have gotten one conquest spawned for an hour, and I didn't have enough currency to run it, so that was a very disappointing moment. But in this case, I do have a priority 1 rare that has shown up for an hour. I usually get about 1, maybe 2 a day. I also save up my refreshes so that if I've done a lot of away missions and I don't have anything that's interesting to do, I'll go ahead and refresh a couple times, and usually I'll get 1, maybe 2. I've also gone on some runs where I've gotten like 3 or 4 that have spawned in a row. That's been really cool. But the big thing here is the bottleneck of the star charts. So if you don't have enough, you're not going to be able to run many, especially if you get the epics, because those are 2,000 charts. The rares are 700. I'm not sure why Scopely decided on such a strange jump in cost from rare to epic, but that's what they did. So I'm working on a strategy so that I can have and be able to run epics more consistently. At any rate, so here's one. You get about 5,500 for a rare. Of course, it's like the regular away missions. If you get this above 100, you'll get more. I have not yet been able to get it above 100. So I'm just going to kind of go through my process here on this particular one, which was not a very good process. I I had some characters that were on away missions that are very powerful for away missions, and I wanted to bring them back. So I went ahead and went back and completed those, brought them back in. You don't have to see the successes there because they're just normal ones. Brought them back in, went back, and then Felon, he's one of the best that I have. If you don't have Felon yet, I strongly recommend not only completing him, he is part of the Syndicate XP. So go ahead and get him and then level him up. Just level him up because he's one of your best away missions officers. Like, he goes on all of them, which is unfortunate because he's really good for reputation grinds also. But he's fantastic on away missions. So then, I kind of play around. I figure, well, I'll go ahead and use the Tribble here. I'm not sure why I use the Tribble because, well, I use the Tribble because he was actually rated higher than Kirk in this one in terms of whether he should go on the mission or not. But he actually doesn't raise it above what Kirk did, so that was disappointing. Another character that I use a lot is Pike. He's also really good on away missions, but I also use him on my ship. So I only send him when I'm going to do an hour away mission. So that way I'll either complete it right away, or if I'm going to have an hour to kill and I'm not going to do anything, I'll just go ahead and send him. And but I really only do priority 1 aways when they're an hour. I don't really do them when they're longer than that because the resource drain is just so huge. I mean, I couldn't imagine having Felon gone for 7 days. That's just, there are so many non-priority 1 missions that he would go on that I can't send him on if he's gone for 7 days. And then the amount of speed ups that I would have to use to bring him back if I sent him on an epic, or even just a common, which is 4 days. I mean, gosh, that's a lot of time, and you don't get that many. The bottleneck is huge already as it is. So I don't typically use or run priority 1s their full time. If I only run them when they're 1 hour, and I get about, like I said, I think I get maybe two a day, if depending on when I'm active and the refresh cycle is going. And if I've got a lot of the regular ones, then what I'll do is I'll refresh a couple times to see if I get one or two that proc. And I have gotten a couple where I did get several proc at 1 hour. But again, the big bottleneck here is your charts. So, but the other reason I do this is because when you have events and you want to complete them really quickly, well, I can complete them pretty quickly because I have so many Priority 1 Sigma speedups saved away. So that's really nice. Anyway, I go ahead and kind of play around with the officer here, and then I go ahead and raise up his the tribbles. Spend a little more on the tribble to get some extra critical here, thinking that it was going to affect the critical chance, but it didn't. So then I go ahead and just say, screw it. We'll just run it. And I'm just kind of speeding through the video here. Then I go ahead and click the button. And then we go here. So this is us going off. And then, of course, here is the Priority 1 mission. You see that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 slots. Got 3 blues right now. One of them is going to be running an hour. And then I kind of dilly-dally. About a minute, I'm doing something. I don't remember what. Go ahead and do a smart speed up. It's just an hour. Go ahead and get my free minutes. And then we'll play this out because everybody likes to see it. There I go. I get my 5,500 Pioneer Crests, 150 survey parts. Woo! If you're leveling up G6 miners, that's not very much at all. Or if you're curious about it, it's not very much at all. So then we collect it. And then, look at that, I spawn another rare quest or away mission. I'm not sure if this is the one it was, but it's for 6 days. So, like I said, I mean, 6 days, 4 days. I think the greens are 5, the rares are 6, the epics are 7, the commons are 4, and the conquests are 10. That's just a long, long, long time to have characters out, officer shards out. So I don't really mess with them. I save them up. And I think that's what the value of that 1 hour is because, like I said, you'll get 1 to 2. And if you have a lot of refreshes, I used to have like thousands of refreshes when I first started this game because I never used them because I got into this system really, really late into the game. So I had thousands, and then I didn't know how to use them. That's one of the drawbacks of this game is there's just so much that Scopely doesn't tell you, and unless a content creator has made a video about that particular content, I just got caught. I wasted a bunch of them. So I don't have very many anymore. I'm kind of on the drip now. The ones that I get from the turn-in from the Augment faction. But it's enough because I don't need any of these other away missions anymore. The only ones that I run on the normal away missions are the ones that provide ship XP, officer XP, and 3 hour speed ups. Those ones right there, I don't even really care about the Latinum. The Latinum is just sort of gravy. But the 3 hour speed ups is huge if you are mid G6, G5s. If you have the characters or the officer shards to get those, man, they're fantastic because you'll get like a 800 per run if you get the right one and you have it maxed out at its absolute max in terms of crit. You'll get like 800, 700, like 750 to 834, I think is the number. You'll do a couple of those. You get several thousands. Well, 3,000, 3 hours is 9,000 hours of research. It's huge. I mean, it blasted me through gosh, what's that one research tree of the mud dude? I don't remember. There's too much in this game to remember anything and everything. But anyway, those blasted me through it. I had so many of those that I had so much 4-star material because, again, I completely ignored that whole part of the game. I've only just now gotten to it in the middle of G6 and G5. Just blasted through it. Just had so much, just ate through it, and and there's actually some good stuff in there, even if you're G6, because there's some impulse increases, there's some material decreases. There's a couple other things that are, they're probably minuscule at this point, but they're there. So anyway, if you haven't already, and you can, if you have the means to do so, I highly recommend getting the 1 hour priority away mission research, and don't do the priority one aways unless there's a 1 hour. Use your refreshes sparingly just to get them. But here's the other caveat to that. I'd only get that research if you have the other research that gives you the rares, the epics, and the conquests. The conquests you don't have to have. That's kind of just gravy, because the conquests only have like 4% to run anyway, so there's no reason to necessarily have to do those. But if you have all the slots and you have the rares, the uncommons, and the epics, I highly recommend getting that because it's very lucrative. And I'm not all the way through the research, but I'll make another video that shows you how far along I've come. I've purchased the efficiency on the Ferengi crew up to 5, I think, and the Strange New Worlds. That's a video I got to make on. If you have not gotten the efficiency for the Strange New Worlds, get it. That's how I got the officers, with the exception of Scotty. That's how I got the officers for that. Because I bought that because I saw that they said they were going to basically do this content for 3 months or whatever arc the length was going to be. Strange New Worlds, all of them going to be from the same group. Got that, picked up every single officer. In fact, when I cracked open to Pring, I got two levels out of her because I had got the Syndicate 130, and by the time I got to the 56 level in the Syndicate, I think I already had like 60 or 50 some odd to Pring shards, so that when I cracked her open the first time, I got 2 levels. And that was because her first level was 93 or 83 shards. I don't remember exactly the exact amount. But again, I'll make a video on that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm a new content creator because I do love this game, and I know that there's a lot of drama right now, but I just want to be out here. I'm going to make a lot more videos that are going to approach this game more from a product manager perspective, because that's what I do for a living. And hopefully Scopely will take some of my suggestions as a product manager, because I do like this game. I've played it since it came out. Took a little bit of a lull. Once I started back a couple of years ago, I think around COVID, I've pretty much played ever since then. So anyway, thanks a lot, Commanders. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Got to figure out how to do this because it's my first video.